Hello, good morning,
Hi,
bonjour.
bonjour.
Today, I'm very happy to welcome uh, a great artist who has lived between different cultures, Mi Kwan Lock. She is of Korean origins and she's been living in between Madagascar and Los Angeles. And right now, she's talking live from Paris. Bonsoir, Mi Kwan.
Bonsoir. Hi, everybody. So nice to be here with you. I'm excited.
Nice to meet you. Mikwan, before I ask you anything, I know from previous friends, Chinese, Korean, Japanese, in Asia, sometimes the name of a person means something in native language. So, can I ask you, does Mikwan mean something in Korean?
So actually, I'm of Chinese descent,
Uh huh.
Cantonese descent.
Yes. Uh
I
huh.
actually played a Korean woman
Uh
in a
huh.
Korean film. So that's why so many people actually are confused, and I can look like a Korean. So, which is also a chance as an actress,
Yes.
to play different
Of course.
origins.
Of
Um,
course.
so Mei Kwan, look, Mei Kwan. So Mei is beautiful, and Kwan means to be surrounded by the crowd, like
Uh huh.
to be,
So,
yeah, like it's a big group, it's a crowd, it's
uh-huh,
so I feel like my grandfather, because in the Chinese tradition, it's the
uh-huh,
grandfather on the father side who picks the Chinese name,
mm-hmm.
and I think that that first name was actually perfect for my job, for my acting career, and so I love
Of
it.
course, it is perfect.
I
It's
feel
a name for an artist or a public figure. It's an excellent name.
Thank you. I feel really really
Mhm.
blessed.
Tell me, you were born in Madagascar?
So actually, I was born in France, in the east of France,
Mm-hmm.
next to Germany, in a
Uh-huh.
region called Alsace. And then
Yes.
when I was 10, my parents decided to go back to Madagascar because they were both born there. And
Uh-huh.
so I followed. When you're 10, you just follow.
Uh-huh.
So I grew up there from 10 to 20. So the most
Yes.
important years in your life, the years that really make you who you are as an adult.
Yes. Yes.
So it
Yes.
was really a different experience, but I love it. It's my country of heart. I want to go back there to do humanitarian. There's so much work to do there in terms of helping people.
Yes, and your parents had background in arts, or this is something you wanted to do late when you started to grow up?
So in my family, I'm the only artist. So I'm like a
Uh-huh.
kind of UFO, you know.
Uh-huh.
Um, well, see, so my dad is a storyteller naturally. He
Uh-huh.
likes to joke a lot, and he likes to talk. My mom as well,
Yes.
and I think I got that part, the storytelling part from the both of them. And but they're not artists at all. My dad was making wine, so he was a winemaker. So in
Yes.
Madagascar, I grew up in a vineyard, which was just beautiful.
Yes.
And my mom was, she had a store, a grocery store, a small one back in Madagascar. Um,
Yes.
so yeah, I'm the only artist in my family so far. So I have a niece
Yes.
now who wants to become an actress like Auntie. So we'll see.
Excellent. Excellent. You know, I love Asian films. I was
Yeah.
once invited to China in Guangzou Art Triennale. It is organized by the biggest museum in Guangzou. I love China. I have many Chinese friends whom I met worldwide in film festivals, and we talk a lot, you know. And I love Chinese, Japanese, Korean culture. Indian, of course. Asia has very specific. Philippine, the art, is very specific. I see that you started your your work in a short film called Peripheric Blues. Is it correct?
Peripheric blues, yes, peripheric blues. Ah, my God, that's a long time ago. It was a
Yes.
short, and it wasn't like a big role. It was just kind of silhouette in the
Uh,
street, but having close-ups, but not non-speaking.
yes.
My first short with a speaking role, I actually landed as the lead. Is it well, it's not out really out, but it was a great experience. Great, to learn a lot of things and to see how it works on set. And yeah, step by step, I built my career. I think everybody has to start, with short films, doing background acting, and some commercials, some corporate films, and then I got
Uh-huh.
lucky enough to land as the lead in 6 feature films, including the Korean I was talking about, called Korean in Paris.
Yes.
So that's I'm super grateful for all those roles because they are when you work on a character and you feel that the character moves you so much and touches you, it feels like you want. I when I read the script of that one, I really wanted to defend the story of that character.
Yes. Yes. But I've seen in Peripheric Blues, you used to have the name of Sabrina Locke.
Yes. So
Uh,
Sabrina is sorry.
yes. So this is it was like an artistic name, or tell me about it.
So Sabrina is actually my legal name, my legal
Uh huh.
first name. Um, for some reasons, when you're born in a country and you are from a different background, especially
Uh huh.
Asians, I think they feel like they have to give a Western first name for integration, for so their children will be easily integrated. Because if the people can't pronounce their name, it might be harder for them. So Sabrina is the
Yes.
first name I got when I was born. My
Yes.
parents still call me Sabrina, but otherwise, since I decided to become an actress, well, maybe I would say since 2009, I went back to
Yes.
my Cantonese first name. First of all, because it allowed me to reconnect with my origins, my Chinese origins, and also I feel like it was more suiting me. When I started, there were no submission to casting calls by emails or all the platforms for audition and to have, your profile on the website. So you just had to sign in to go every day, like to a center, an audition center, and check what you could, audition for, and then just bring your headshot, your printed headshot, and your resume. And when I used to be called Sabrina Locke, people weren't expecting to see an Asian girl showing up. So
Yes.
that's why I feel that by reconnecting, um, my using my Cantonese name as my
Uh huh.
stage name, and even in my daily life now, everybody calls me Mi Kwan, except my parents, because on my
Yes.
and my sister and brother, because I mean, I was born like that. So, and I feel, well. First of all, there was a huge difference in terms of my career, um, because interestingly, um, people, it was, the image, my brand was clear. Okay, I'm an Asian.
Yes.
And that was clear. It was
Mm.
written on my name. It was showing on my face. So it was clear. And I think the message that I was sending before with the first name Sabrina wasn't clear enough, was
Yes.
like a bit confusing for them.
Yes.
So I'm happy now I feel more myself somehow,
Yes.
spiritually and as a woman also, as Mi Kwan.
Yes. Right now, I know that you started in France. Okay. What
Mhm.
made you decide to go to the United States? You know,
So,
and try and yeah. Mhm.
excuse me. So,
No problem.
I used to go back and forth between Los Angeles and Paris, like maybe staying 3 months here and there, like a couple of times per year, between 2010 and 2013, because I wanted to discover and see how the business works there. And Los Angeles is such a huge city, and everything like vibrates movie industry, like cinema. You really feel it, and like maybe 90% of the people there are part of the industry or dream to be in the industry. Even the Uber driver can be an actor. And so I went back then after that. So I made a beautiful encounters there, but didn't really know if I wanted to move there yet or not. And then in 2016, the Korean film, A Korean in Paris, was in competition in Palm Springs. And so the director told me, "Hey, do you want to come?" So I said, yeah, of course, yeah, let's do that. And so I stayed 3 other weeks in Los Angeles, to also optimize my trip, because otherwise, just like going back and forth just for 3 days in Palm Springs, it's just it's just a shame, to not enjoy Los Angeles when you're that close. So I stayed there 3 weeks, and I felt like everything, all the doors were opening. It's it's something crazy. It's hard to explain, but I felt like I was exactly at the right place. I was at the place where I was supposed to be. So I came back home to Paris after those 3 weeks, and I was like, okay, I need to get a visa. So getting a visa to work in the United States as an actor is also a journey. It's a journey, but I succeeded to get it for 3 years. And then I moved
Mhm.
there. And there was also the fact that, in the US, you have more roles for Asians,
Of course,
whereas in
maybe more
France,
than Europe,
um,
more than
yes,
Europe generally. Yes.
yes. It's for here, it's still a bit stereotyped. You have to speak French with an Asian accent, or you have to play a prostitute, or you have to make dumplings in a warehouse and be paperless, or whatever, or deliver sushi, or do massage. So, well, it's opening right now. It's really opening, like in terms of type of roles. Since I came back, so a year and a half ago, whenever we were allowed to shoot, of course, between all the lockdowns and so on. So the types of roles that I was auditioning for were not necessarily specifically Asian. So, which is great. I love it. I really love it. I even auditioned for a role. Well, I didn't get it, but at least I auditioned for it. The first name and the last name were typically French. Like, I would never have dreamt of such a name and a first name and the last name. Maybe they would have changed it, but at least I got the chance to audition for it. So it's opening slowly but surely. But in terms of the numbers of auditions I had in Los Angeles and here, it's night and day. For example, there was a month in Los Angeles which was crazy. I remember it was May 2019. I had, during that whole month, between 4 to 9 auditions per week, so which was crazy. Whereas here, like for only fiction, TV show, or shorts, or acting or movies. And
Yes.
here, well, lately I've been auditioning for 3 commercials, but otherwise, the last audition I got for part in a movie was last August, and I got the part that I shot on September 2nd. But since then, I didn't get any other audition for a part, so I miss it.
Yes. But right now, I've seen you've been around in many festivals in Africa. You've been in
Mhm.
FESPACO, very famous festival in Burkina Faso, and you've been as well in in the Ivory Coast, Cote d'Ivoire, in Abidjan. So tell me about your experience in Africa, and did you meet any filmmakers interested into doing something, bridging the culture between Africa and Asia?
So there's the huge Asian community, like Chinese community in Africa, more and more. Um, and I think that we have a lot of similarities, I think, in terms of culture. The family values, and there's a lot of values that both um, cultures share. I went to Ivory Coast as a jury member for a film festival. So that was intense because we had a lot of movies to watch in 4 days, features, shorts, documentaries. Yeah, I met amazing people. I didn't got the chance to go back there to shoot yet, but that's definitely something I'd love to do if I got the chance. Yeah. Hello. Are you still with me,
So,
Sherif? Yes.
yes, sorry, I muted my microphone for the echo. I was asking about the Cypher series.
Mm.
It was an American production, correct? You had a recurring role in the series?
So I have a recurring. It's a small part, but I shot, so 5 days, 5 nights actually. It was a night shoot, very very long nights. The team is amazing, and it's actually a co-production with Egypt. It's Egypt, and the director is from Algeria, if I'm not wrong. Algeria. I always
Yes,
mistake Algeria and Morocco, but I think he's Algerian. Majdi
yes,
Smiri, and he
yes,
works with a lot with Egypt. He shoots a lot there
yes,
with co-productions. Well, I guess
yes,
you know him. So that show Cypher was number 2 on Netflix in South Africa when it came out. So that was amazing, a huge thing. And now in the US, it's available on Roku. I don't have Roku here, so I'm just like, I can't see the show yet. So I'm excited to go back to
uh-huh,
the US to watch it. And it worked pretty
yes,
well, actually, pretty
mhm,
well. The lead actor, Martin Dinglewall, is Australian. So it was
yes.
very exciting, to work with people from across the world with different cultures. And Majdi is super, super talented. If you get the chance just to watch, even the trailer, it's mind blowing.
Yes, I've seen that the writer or the creator Mohammed Said Bashir is Egyptian. He wrote several screenplays for Egyptian films, and right now he directed as well some films in Egypt in the last couple of years. Yes,
Hmm.
I tried to see it on Roku. It has very interesting premise. I like science fiction as well.
Yeah,
Yes.
more um, more like a thriller. It's
Hmm.
definitely like a thriller, and yeah, it's a thriller, but very smart. And yeah, I really loved working on that set, and I also worked with Brian Krause. I grew up with watching Brian Krause on TV with the TV show
Yes,
Charmed. So
yes,
it was fun to be with him on set.
yes, yes. Right now, I think Majid Simeri, the director, is Majid is from Tunisia as well, which was
Oh,
on all the
Tunisia, yeah, sorry.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
Tunisia.
yes. Right now, Mikwa, do you have some projects you shot and still to be released, or are you preparing new shooting in the next period?
So, during pandemic, I had to stay creative. So I took that time to write a TV show that I'm co-writing with my scene partner, Kat Mix. And
Yes,
so both of us will play the lead in that TV show. And we plan to shoot it in Los Angeles. So right now we wrote 10 episodes of 30 minutes, and we still, like do little tweaks here and there just to make it better and polish it. And then we'll start to approach, production companies and studios and platforms and so on. So fingers crossed. So that's our baby, and we're really excited about that. Um, so that's the huge, my biggest project right now, like that is that I've been working on. Or otherwise, I have a psychological thriller on hold until I go back to the US. And well, actually, last year the pandemic just put so many projects on hold because I have another one which is a trilogy sci-fi, also on hold. So you know, it's just gonna work or will be on set whenever the money will be unlocked, and when we are all allowed to, travel everywhere we want. Because right now there's still some countries where it's not possible to travel. For instance, the US, there's still a travel ban until November. So for foreigners, except if you have the green card or if you're, American. So that's also a reason why I couldn't go back there. Besides the fact that I need to renew my visa, but that's I would say, a minor thing on that in that process. And what else?
excellent,
Yeah. And then here, before I go back to the US, I want to shoot a short that I wrote that it's not totally finished yet, but I want to direct it as well and play in it. So we'll see. We'll see.
excellent. Mi Kwan, I want to thank you very much for the live, and I
Thank
hope you
you.
have more green tea for the task.
Yeah.
Uh,
Cheers.
yes, uh, yes. I will send you a recommendation that we use here because it's colder than Egypt. Something it's very nice as well. It's herbal tea that we use here with my wife. Uh, and I look forward to talk to you from the set of your new work in Los Angeles. We can do another
Thank
live
you.
with you, and
Yeah.
congratulations and merci beaucoup pour l'interview. Et j'espère la
Merci.
prochaine fois, on peut rencontrer dans un festival avec un de tes nouveaux films.
Merci beaucoup. Thank you so much for everything. It was such a great pleasure to share, my journey. And thank you so much for your kindness and for watching that interview, either live or a replay. Thank you. Merci
Yes,
beaucoup.
I will send you the link and we share it on our social media. Okay?
With pleasure.
Thank you. Have a good
Thank
day,
you.
rest of the
Have a good
evening.
day too.
Au
Au revoir.
revoir.